Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to be talking you through some of my top tips for oily skin, so for applying makeup and also keeping makeup on throughout the day. So if you have oily skin, or if you just want to know a wee bit more about how to apply and keep your makeup on throughout the day without it getting shiny or having to touch up loads, then just keep watching. And don't forget before you leave to subscribe and follow me on all my social medias. They'll all be on the screen right now and the subscribe button is down below. Also hit the wee bell beside the subscription button to get notified every single time I post a video. So I'm going to start off with a skin prep. So how to prep your skin before you go in and start applying your makeup. You could be buying the most expensive, most amazing makeup in the world, but if you don't have a good base to put it on, it's never going to look right. So I think skincare is very, very important to keep your makeup looking nice, but also to have a smooth canvas to work on top of. So after you wash your face, you can use whatever cleanser you want, just as long as it's oil-free and suitable for your skin type. You could even use micellar or micellar, I don't really know how you pronounce it, but Garnier do one, and it's a really, really good one because it's really gentle, it's really simple, it's just going to give your skin a nice little gentle cleanse before you start applying anything on top of it. So the moisturiser that I think for me works the best for minerals, I True Oasis. This is a gel cream, so it's a wee bit thicker than your normal gel, but it's still not a cream, so it's not really going to be really heavy and it's not going to make you really shiny throughout the day. I love this and I think this is great for anyone with oily skin. This is for oily combination, but really I think if you're like normal up to even very oily, this is going to be a lovely one for you. It's gorgeous on your makeup, it doesn't leave a really greasy layer on the skin, and it just feels really smooth and hydrating over the skin. So this is a great one to apply before your makeup. I always say leave your moisturiser to sink into the skin for maybe 5-10 minutes before you start applying your primer and your foundation, because you really want the moisturiser to sink in and properly work in the skin before you start buffing products on top. I also really like, and this is the one that I use on clients a lot, this is the Embryo Lace. This is a really, really lovely moisturiser as well. This is a moisturiser that I would use on all skin types. If someone is very, very oily, I wouldn't really go for this because it is a wee bit thicker, but it doesn't make you oily throughout the day. It doesn't leave you shiny looking. It just leaves your skin so smooth and perfectly ready for makeup application. So many though that you can get that are affordable prices right up to high-end products that are gonna suit your skin type. It's just kind of looking around and finding the one that you like that doesn't make you oily throughout the day. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is primer. This is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Mattifying Base. This is a great mattifying primer. It's very, very mattifying. It's quite thick, but if you really work it into the skin, if you're doing it on yourself, just warm it up in between the fingers and massage it over your skin. Or if you're working on a client, like I would be, just a flat foundation brush, whether it be like your normal kind of flat paddle brush or your flat top kabuki brush. Really just kind of work it into the skin, or even just a dry sponge. Really work it into the skin to make sure this isn't, you don't want this in a really heavy layer. A wee bit of this goes such a long way, and you'll notice when you put this on, see instantly that your skin's matte, completely matte. It takes all the shine out, but it also works to absorb the oil throughout the day, so your oil doesn't come through your foundation and doesn't end up making you look really oily throughout the day. So this is brilliant if you have really oily skin. If you have even normal or dry, stay away from it. This is only for oily combination or very oily people, and only apply this where you need it. You don't need to apply this all over your face. So if you find you only get oily in your T-zone, just apply this in your T-zone. If you find you just get oily on kind of like around your nose, just apply it around your nose. But primers are important, and I highly recommend this one for oily skin. For foundation, I always recommend looking for something that's long wearing, matte finish and oil free. You can get long wearing, matte finish, oil free, natural coverage foundations as well. It doesn't have to be heavy coverage like this. This is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. This is a foundation that I repurchase over and over again. I use it in my kit all the time. This is a gorgeous foundation, and if you like your full coverage and if you want something that is going to go on and it's not going to move all day, I use this on brides, I use this on clients, everything. And everyone always says how well their makeup stays on. By prepping the skin, priming the skin, and then applying a foundation like this, it's gonna stop the oil from breaking throughout the day. This is oil free and it's very long wearing. It doesn't have an overly matte finish, so it is still gonna look skin-like, natural on the skin, but it isn't going to make you shiny throughout the day, and it's going to hold up on oily skin throughout the day really well. If you have dry skin, stay away from this. If you want to use this with dry skin, the Embryo Lace Moisturiser and this mixed together is beautiful. Yeah, the MAC is just an example. There's so many different ones that you can buy. So a couple of the concealers that I would recommend for oily skin. I love the MAC Pro Longwear concealer. I repurchase it over and over again. They are absolutely gorgeous. They are a brilliant concealer, full coverage, long wearing. It's not going to make you shiny. Also the NARS Soft Matte Concealer is brilliant. And the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer is brilliant on oily skin. It doesn't look radiant on the skin. It dries down really nicely and stays on really nice. So there are just a few of the concealers that I would recommend. So another kind of product that kind of links in with foundation, concealer, cream contour, highlighting, all that there. And this is the only product that I would recommend for oily skin if you want a cream contour and all that. It's the RCMA. This is the RCMA Foundation and Concealer Palette. This is the VK11 palette. So these type of foundation palettes, I also have one from Graftobian and a Blank Canvas, but this one is definitely my favourite. It's much drier than your usual cream contour, so it's not a really kind of shiny, dewy one. That's why I love it so much on oily skin. I wouldn't apply this to dry skin because it just isn't kind of moisturising enough. It is just a wee bit too dry for that. But when you put it under oily skin and you blend it out, it does not budge. It stays in place for such a long time and it just stays looking really, really nice on the skin. So this can be used as foundation, concealer, contour. It's just another product that I really, really love. So now the last step is setting your skin. Now, setting your skin is something that I think is very, very, very important. I think it really locks the makeup in, and if you set it well, then it's gonna last even better. Because if you're using good foundation, good concealer, good primer, good skin prep, then if you set it, you're locking that all in place and it's really gonna hold. One of them I have used on my channel so many times. I think it's in nearly every video that I've ever put on my channel, and it's the Kat Von D Lock-It Powder. It is by far the best loose powder that I have ever used, best setting powder that I have ever used. It is bulletproof. You put it on and nothing is coming off your face all day. Yeah, I use it all the time. I don't have it here to show you, but it is absolutely beautiful. It works on all skin types and it doesn't give flashback in photos, which I love because I can use it on brides and I can use it on formal girls. It just looks so smooth and nice on the skin. And then the powder that I use on myself, I don't use this on clients because I just prefer the Kat Von D one. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. If you're on a budget and if you want a really good powder that's going to keep your makeup matte throughout the day but isn't going to be really expensive, I think the Kat Von D one is like around the £30 mark, but this is like £5 or £6 I think, and it's brilliant. It's the powder that I use personally every day. I use this on the centre of my face and then a Bare Minerals powder foundation on the rest of my face to kind of give me a wee bit more coverage. But I love this and I have repurchased it over and over again. I've used it probably since I started wearing makeup. It's a really smooth looking powder that's going to keep you matte throughout the day. The one thing I will have to say is you will have to touch this up throughout the day. It's not the type of powder that you put it on in the morning and you're good to go for like a full 12-hour day without touching this up. You do need to kind of touch this up, but it's really easy. Just kind of bring a fluffy brush with you, sweep it over and you're done. But it's a beautiful powder and it works really well on oily skin. Also, if you have kind of normal to dry skin as well, this is also going to work if you just kind of really lightly sweep it over and then use the setting spray. So the setting spray, I have two that I really like, but for oily skin, this one is by far my favourite. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is the setting spray that I have been using on my clients for well over a year now, and it's the setting spray that I always go back to. I like other Makeup Forever ones and stuff for dry skin because they're a wee bit more moisturising, but for oily skin, you need this in your life. So I really hope you enjoyed this video and maybe you learned something new. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit the wee notification bell. Also, you can comment down below any ideas that you have for me in the future and follow me on all my social medias, which should be right here. I'll see you in my next video.